Hello everyone, my name is Michael SK and welcome back to Robotics Notes Elite. In the last episode we got our first ending, the Nye ending. I didn't really expect there to be a Nye route, let alone Nye even being in the game from the get-go. I kind of forgot about that, but you know, that all aside, we did get that route out of the way, and it was pretty interesting. I stated my thoughts in the previous episode, and you know what? Overall, it was okay. Honestly, if I had to give it like a quick rating, it was okay. Kind of disappointed that as soon as things became, you know, a little serious, a little crazy, we kind of jumped into something, you know, that I'd rather not have jumped into, but it was okay. It was all right. So we're back here before we actually go and get the third report. This is kind of that diverging moment where we kind of entered that route, and now we don't want to enter it. And something new here is these little icons in the top right below the date, which I believe signifies who we have tweets that we have not seen or have not read. And, you know, that's cool. If anything, it lets me know that, like, hey, there's some tweets to check out. But to get to Phase 6, because we are completely done with Phase 5, there's nothing to really gain from Phase 5 at this point. To get to Phase 6, we have now loaded and progressed to quite literally this point. And we need to travel to the robot clinic and then reply to Junna's tweet. And I had a feeling that it was Junna's tweet because that was the one that actually had something that we could respond with. I think hers was the only one, or at least one of the ones. That or I cheated and just looked ahead on what we had to do. I don't know. I really don't know, but yeah, we'll go and do that. We'll head over to, let's see, the map, and we want to go to the robot clinic. Why specifically the robot clinic? I'm not really sure, but we're heading here anyways. And then I guess we'll kind of just progress. Again, really cool little, like, game mechanic that we have to, like, go where we think the third report is. Even so, this one's, like, pretty damn obvious. This is the robot clinic. Could the report be here? No, but we are going to now check the tweets here. And let's see. Let us see. Right here. When I'm by myself, I'm able to focus. Maybe I'm not meant to work with others. And we want to respond to this one with, I think it's amazing. This one right here. I think it's amazing that you can still try your best even though, or even when no one's watching. You're winning the battle against yourself. And we got a Steam achievement. Unlock the path to Phase 6. Okay, I guess that was very, very specific. I don't know if we should respond to this, honestly. I mean, we could, if we really wanted to. I don't know if I even want to. Now that I'm reading this, I really don't think we even should. And we could respond to this one if we want to, but I think we'll just do this one response. And we've already read all of this stuff, I'm pretty sure, so we're good there. And now I think we go and get the report. I think we have to... Yeah, I know. Okay, I don't know what I'm trying to accomplish here. All right, I guess now we actually go to where the report is, and we just continue along. Not sure why we had to go somewhere else to respond to the tweet, but I'm following the guide, like the good noodle I am. Though I will admit, from what I'm seeing so far, this whole route system, how they're kind of sprinkling the routes in line with the main story, you know, Steins Gate like, that's fine and all, but their way of doing it with these tweets, how you respond, when you respond, that sort of thing, that's all weird. Not really sure about all that. And this is our third report that we want. And we'll go back to skipping. Hopefully this is just skipping until we get to the new content, because I have no way of telling. I'm actually pressing the same exact button that I used in Chaos Head. The letter E. So, okay, this all is... Okay. Yeah, the leaked episode, the fact that the top... Ooh. well, there we go. Okay, I don't want to skip anymore. We're in phase 6. Okay. Yeah, what I was going to say is the top 3 are dead. The leaked episode, these things actually happened, and that carries on with us into phase 6 here. I don't think the guide has me doing anything here. I think we're just good to continue on. Actually, we don't have to make a required choice until September 15th. So I think we're okay for a while. I don't think we have to rely on the guide for some time. A lone dragonfly flies across the pale orange sky. Let me turn that off. I stare mindlessly as the sky fades into the deep color of the sunset. I want to cry, I consciously think to myself. Back when I first visited the club, Yashio-kun recommended for me to try lying sprawled out onto the runway, but I didn't really have the chance until now. Summer vacation is ended and here I am, alone at the airport. Something like this hasn't happened since I first joined the Robotics Club. It feels almost like I have the entire airport to myself. And so the first thing I did was lie down on the runway, stretch myself out, and gaze up toward the sky. Once again, I tell myself things like I want to cry and things, or this is where I'll cry, the Higurashi cry. But those heart-rending feelings, the kind that are supposed to make your chest tighten up, never come to the surface. No loneliness, no happiness, not a single emotion. My mind is completely blank. Whenever I look at scenery like this, I don't get emotional. I don't feel any deep-seated emotions bubbling to the surface. I don't feel anything at all. Perhaps all these feelings were missing because, ever since I was little, I've been doing nothing but karate. It's the same even now. It's not like my emotions usually disappear like this. After all, I've been crying almost non-stop since I joined the Robotics Club. Well, yeah, everybody's been like forcing Junna into these awkward situations that she quite literally could not even have guessed or expected or anything like that before joining. Things like it's too scary, or I can't do it, or it's embarrassing. It's been hard. A sigh escapes my lips. Every member of the Robotics Club is hard to deal with in their own way, but I don't dislike them. Still, a gust of wind nearly flips up my skirt, so I force myself to sluggishly get up. My eyes wander. From the runway, the apron where the Robotics Club hangar is located appears a bit higher than usual, but I can still see it just barely. Right next to the hangar, still sprawled out onto the ground and covered with a sheet, is the super huge Model 1 Kun. The disappointment of a robot that was retired after he failed to produce results. He reminds me of myself. I think back on when our sponsor's president made me the pilot of Model 1 Kun. I cried and refused, and cried more, and in the end, I didn't pilot him. The reason I said no was because I was scared. It was because of the fear of a robot much bigger than me. Fear. Unlike Akiho, I can't love robots, but I ended up staying in the Robotics Club anyway. No, it's not that I can't love them. It's that I can't get over my fear even after I spent all of summer break trying to. I still think that robots are terrifying. I joined the Robotics Club as a casual replacement for karate. But robots, the Robotics Club, they can't replace karate for me. Karate kept me going because no matter how weak I was, I still loved doing it. But the Robotics Club... Yeah, I think so. You know, something that I've found out about Robotics Notes Elite here, or Robotics Note in general, all characters are having an opportunity for themselves to shine. Like, they all have these weird circumstances, and I feel like the story will allow them to shine later on. Obviously, we have Subaru's predicament. I'm sure that'll have like another moment, hopefully, to fix itself so that Subaru's not working in the shadows. Junna here, I feel she definitely deserves some time here, and I think we might get that out of Phase 6, if not later down the line. It's definitely setting up for her to have an opportunity of redemption for her character, because she feels like she's hit rock bottom, that her dream has failed. You know, maybe this is just the beginning. And Frau is Frau. She has her circumstances with her mother and her game, and then we've got Kaito and Akiho with whatever they got going on. So every character here has some very good footing. They're not just set up as background characters. Wow, it is September. Okay, well, never mind. I guess we'll be making some choices here very shortly. It did say September 15th, right? Yeah. I think we're safe to make choices on stuff that will pop up here. My counselor said attending college would be hard for me. I did terrible on that last test before summer. And yes, we know, test. And it does say September 15th, so yeah, I think we're okay to start responding however we want here. You should have seen this coming if you joined the Robotics Club to dodge studying. There are colleges that you don't need to take a test to get in. Why not go to one of those? Didn't know you were the same as... No, I'm not going to say that. Let's go with this one. Lots of students at the dojo thinking about my brother's schooling. Maybe I should get a job instead of going to college. Nowadays, it's pretty hard to find a job. Not too many places hire high school graduates. If you go out to Fukuoka, I think you can get by as a part-timer. But if you want to send money, it'll be a little tough. I need to think about after graduation too. I haven't decided on anything. Not good. Let's go with this one. I was gonna sneeze. Let's see. I can't stay like this, can't be playing all the time. There's only half a year till graduation. I am saddened about the riots still going on in America. I pray that it will end soon and that the Robo 1 World Championships will be held. I won't say robots can save the world, but we can pray to stop the fighting over robots. That is something I and everyone can do. Attention, Robotics Club members, meet at the Space Center tomorrow. I will show you something amazing. I know he told me not to use his name since he'd be exposed, so I'm gonna call him number 1 sassy younger male Robotics Club member S-kun on Tweepo from now on. Beautiful. I'm actually on board with that. That's kind of funny. Sigh, I got the August blues. Tokyo feels more humid than Tanegashima. The atmosphere here is also a little tense. I really feel it after experiencing the mellowness of Tanegashima. Oh, and the sky is also pretty narrow. That's right. So Nai is back in Tokyo for a while. Summary of the leaked final episode of Gunbarrel. Episode 156? Is the last episode the one that got canceled? It actually exists? Hey, does everyone die in the end? Disgusted. The leaked video was not complete, but I got it from just that. All the parties involved need to apologize. The main staff are not involved in other projects after Gunbarrel. Wonder why? Yeah, wonder why. The Grand Obelisk shoots the sun, and then the power of the sun goes berserk and destroys Earth. Isn't it kind of close to our situation? It feels like they are talking about the solar storm. Ooh, Fuka for Persona 3. You definitely got it there. Honestly. Hey, yo, wait. I pulled out some of the subliminal messages, but most of it was incomprehensible. Confirmed 107 of Shibuya, also Fukuzawa Yukichi? What matters is if the video always had subliminal messages from the start, or if someone added it in before uploading. 19 confirmed subliminal messages. What the footage shows is super confusing. Shibuya's 107 building, a space shuttle, a black and white photo from World War II, the face of Fukuzawa Yukichi, etc. All of them were something like that. It feels like there's a meaning, but you kind of have to force a meaning to be there. Isn't that what a conspiracy theory is? Yeah. I mean, if everyone kind of agrees on it, does it go from a conspiracy theory to like something a little bit more real? Were they inserted in 2015 when the final episode was being made, or were they inserted in 2019 right before it got uploaded online? Nothing indeed. Damn, we're in phase 6 and we still have nothing on list D. When is that going to be used? And I don't think anything here is new. I'm pretty sure we got all the tags here. All right, we're back in school. It's September and the new school semester is in full swing. The days of the Robotics Club focusing solely on robots are over. Seems like Akiho and Subaru are hashing out the finer details of Model 2's design. However, that leaves me, the operator, Junna, the sub-operator mocap leader, and Frau, the programmer with nothing to do as per usual. People online are still theorizing about Gunbarrel's final episode, but the commotion started to die down before it could turn into a huge social phenomenon. Also, people are saying that based off the activity of the sun, a solar storm on the level of the crash of 2015 is coming very soon. Isn't it wasn't I saying the beginning to November to mid-November? 8th, 9th, 10th, somewhere in there? They keep saying that, but it still hasn't come yet. Naturally, the effects of the solar storm that hit Western America are starting to be felt by other nations, but it hasn't gotten nearly as bad as the crash of 15. Aside from America getting bogged down by the riots, the other countries got away with only a few days of confusion. In the end, the stuff written in the Kimijima Reports has been nothing but hyperbole and other bullshit. Looks like Kimijima Co. has nothing more, or was nothing more than a conspiracy nutjob. Well, hold on now. The police appear to be investigating the deaths of the KB cheaters, but there's been no progress on that end. Because of that, despite all the unsolved mysteries scattered about, I can enjoy a few unexpected days of peace, quiet, and kill ballad. Or so I had hoped. For some reason, I find myself at the beach today. Wait, we're not at school? What the fuck is happening?
Hi!
What is happening? I'm holding a gun pointing toward the ocean. It's an old matchlock gun in mint condition. Oh, this is one of the flags. Oh shit. The barrel is less than a meter long. Supporting it on my left arm, I place my right index finger on the trigger. The Space Candy president places a lit up rope between the fire tongs, kind of like a firing hammer, of the gun. The sound of the rope burning reaches my ears clearly. At this point, I'm holding the gun so close that it's practically glued to my cheek. If I hold it any closer, won't the sparks hit my face when the gun fires? I'm wearing some plastic safety goggles, but it's not enough to make me feel any less freaked out. Fine, here goes nothing. When I pull the trigger, the fire tongs strike against the flash pan and light the gunpowder. The bullet explodes out of the barrel with a thunderous roar. I can't withstand the recoil and end up falling on my ass. The sharp smell of gunpowder stings my nostrils. I knew he was gonna bring up impact. I give the gun back to the president immediately after. What? It's not that I have an interest in matchlocks or anything. I'm only doing this because of the stupid flag for Kimijima Report number 4. One of the flags wanted me to fire a matchlock gun. I figured it'd be impossible, but then I heard the president here was a member of the Gun Festival promo committee. When I talked to him about it, he went out of his way to get permission from the police to let me shoot. Our beloved Space Candy president is truly something else. Yeah, honestly, what a crazy course of events. As for the gun, well, I never wanted to shoot it again, or I never want to shoot it again for the rest of my life. So does that clear a flag? I don't specifically remember the flags, but whatever. After stepping away from the president and the promo committee members who brought the gun, I stealthily summoned Irie.
Hi! 明日の種子島、屋久島地方の降水確率は 40%。
天気予報はいいから。
はい。
君島レポートのフラグを確認してよ。火縄銃を撃つっていうフラグ、ちゃんと達成したことになってる？
はい、なってます。何しろ、アイリがちゃんと見てましたから。
Maybe Irie is the one checking to see if I've set the flags. As I worked on each one, I began to suspect as much. Excuse me, I think the reason I get cut some slack at times is because of Irie. This odd but amazing little AI is calling the shots. In fact, there was this one flag. Upload photos of 4 different rocket launches from 4 suggested viewing points around Tanegashima to Iruo. Rather than taking the pictures myself, I uploaded some old photos somebody else took, and it still worked. Because of that, the flag went from impossible to easy. Wow, alright. Some big brain shit, honestly. But however lenient she was, whenever I asked Irie directly to fudge a few of the flags for me, she would always tell me no with a sad look on her face. I went to Frau to see if she could hack into Irie for me, maybe set all the flags or change her programming or something, but she said that it would be too difficult. I guess I have to demonstrate at least a little bit of effort when trying to satisfy the flags. As long as I do that much, she doesn't sweat the details. Ever since I figured that out, things have gotten a lot easier. I'm actually really surprised that we're making progress here. Doesn't that mean that we have like one more?
Kimijima Report number 4のフラグは1、Kimijima Report number 3を発見している。ゲジネより注釈。フラグ1はすでに達成済みです。
Perfect.
2、種子島の4カ所のおすすめポイントから撮影したロケットの打ち上げ写真をイルワンにアップロードする。
Which apparently we've done.
ゲジネより注釈。フラグ2はすでに達成済みです。
Yeah, I was thinking that would have been the impossible one because, well, in my mind it was like, oh, well, that's not happening anymore. How are we going to pull this one off? But it really is big brain to think outside of the box and see what would work.
3、ロボクリニックに保管されている小次郎くんを起動する。
Yeah, I guess we have to visit the robot clinic and figure out whatever the fuck that is.
4、ジオタグを付与した火縄銃を一発以上試射する。ゲジネより注釈。フラグ4はすでに達成済みです。
Okay, so as long as we can activate whatever the fuck that was, then we're done. We've completed all the flags.
以上ですよ。
I just wonder what the dire consequences are to activating whatever is actually at the robot clinic. Alright, the matchlock flag is done. All that's left is to push the activation switch on Gojiro-kun at the robot clinic. Again, whatever that is. I have made no progress on this one. I've dropped by the clinic at least 3 separate times over the past couple weeks, but I get turned away every time thanks to Akiho's ban. Damn it, Akiho, way to make things difficult. But that's a her ban, why are we banned? And now it is the 15th, which means that there are probably some choices to make, or a choice to make, that I have to make very, very correct here. Let us see. On September 15th, outside the TNSC office, which I believe is where we're at, we have to reply to Sister Centipede. But let us see what we've got here first. Played 5 minutes first thing this morning, 1-0. Alright, let's get going. Aren't those places usually private schools? Tuition will cost a lot, and I need to think if I want to go that badly. It is too hard to find one on the island. Oh, a job. I know it's Sunday and everyone wants to sleep in, but don't be late to the meetup. Is this it? Yes. Bloodtoon, Rainet Kakadu, Z Gunbam. Have you seen any of these anime? I'm pretty sure we're covering 3 fucking titles here. Chaos Head, Steins Gate, and now Robotics Note. That's crazy, honestly. Let's see. We have to respond with Bloodtoon. A true classic when you think about it. Okay, so if I'm going to decide the timing is now, before I cause more trouble to everyone. Oh, don't leave. Don't you dare leave. I can picture everyone's surprised faces. Of course, that's what Akiho is going to respond with. Played 5 minutes in Jackson Microbus 1-0. Hello from Space Candy. The Chuo Tanegashima High Robotics Research Club's Gunbarrel pilot is a square-type young man, but he lacks some impact. Well, I guess we're absolutely going to be the pilot now. Ooh. TNSC First Osaki Office, no trespassing, JAXA. Thank you, JAXA. Anything else to check out? I highly doubt it. Doesn't seem like the craziest of locations. At least from this angle. The TNSC has areas open to the public, but it also has restricted areas. The large rocket launch site in particular has been off limits to unauthorized personnel ever since the previous launch 4 years ago. The restricted area is sectioned off behind an imposing gate. There are security guards stationed nearby 24/7. If I tried to sneak in, I'd probably get arrested and sent straight to the cops. The microbus we're riding in stops right in front of the gate. As for why we're here this early on a Sunday, well, Akiho's orders. She made us get on this JAXA microbus, and we rode it straight to the site of the H2 replica. Our driver is the chief of TNSC himself, who took his day off just to lend a hand. Talk about getting the VIP treatment. The gate greets us immediately and we get off the bus. We can make out about half of the mid-sized rocket launch pad up on a small hill right past the gate, one that was in use during the NASDA days. Just as I begin to wonder, well, why we've been brought so close to a restricted area, Mr. Senomiya parks the bus and guides us toward the white building to the left of the gate, heading in himself. Akiho waves the three of us. Frau isn't here as usual inside. I suppress a yawn for the nth time.
スバルくんさ、ここ来たことある？俺あるんだよね。宇宙センターって毎日観光客用に観覧ツアーしてるの知ってる？もう十何年も前からやっててさ。ガキの頃俺もそれに参加したわけ。そのツアーにここも含まれてるんだ。中にも入ったことあるよ。
The first Osaki office. Despite being called an office, it was once used to build rockets. There's an actual piece of the previously used H2 rocket on display now, or at least there's supposed to be.
知ってますよ、僕だって。
ツアー参加したことあるんだ。
ええ、あります。悪いですか？
No, I think we're just trying to make small talk.
いや、そんなこと一言も言ってないじゃん。
What's wrong with him?
おお、相変わらずピリピリしてるね。
Subaru hurries ahead of me. What up,
ジュンちゃ
Junna?
んは来たことある？
私は
Junna shakes her head weakly.
ここまで来たのも初めて。
Huh, she looks pretty down. Come to think of it, she doesn't seem like she's been having much fun at all recently.
ジュンちゃんさ。
おーい、そこの二人、早く入ってきて。
Akiho loudly calls out to us from the entrance to the building. Ah, geez. Madam President is so impatient. I give Junna a light push on the back and we head inside together. I have a bad feeling here. I have a feeling that Junna wants out. Just straight up. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay. Alright. Cool. It's done already. Neat. Alright, so official name, let's build a life-size gun barrel project, prototype model 2. Production start date 8/13/2019. Created by the Tanegashima High Robotics Research Club. So I guess they are going with the whole AR route. I just wanted to see what... Oh, wow, we're in a 3D room. This is just a straight up, like, 3D space. I think this is the first time we've been in a open 3D space like this. Cool. All right. Nothing new on Twitter. The second I step into the office, I gasp. It's completely different from when I saw it on the field trip back when I was a kid. The rockets, the engines, and all the stuff I thought would be on display here had disappeared without a trace. It's almost completely empty. There's so much space now. The ceiling is insanely high as well, and there's a giant crane hanging from the top. Excuse me, it's the type of crane that can move back and forth along a track.
天井クレーンか。あれが使えれば試作2号機の組み立てがかなり楽になりますね。
その通り。
Akiho stands in front of the three of us and puffs out her chest in triumph.
そのためにお父さんじゃなくて所長さんにここを貸してもらえるよう頼んだの。
She didn't really need to correct herself. Yeah, we all know who she's talking about. It's all good. Formalities not really needed here.
もらえるんだ。
I inquisitively turn to Mr. Senomiya, who gives me a warm smile and nods.
許可が出るまでに少し時間がかかったけれどね。もちろん全て自由にというわけにはいかないけれど、天王寺君も来月には戻ってくるだろうし、職員の誰かが監督している限りは問題はないと思うよ。
はい、注目。ここでガンツク2を組み立てる。今回は立たせた状態で組み上げていけるんだよ。すごいよね。たぎってきた。
Akiho is the only one excited. Even Mr. Senomiya's smile is more of like a grimace than anything.
ってみんなテンション低いよ。ほら、内側から湧き上がる衝動みたいなものない？元気爆発しない？
別にロボ2号機が完成したわけじゃないしね。
興奮している状況でもありませんから。
まあ、そうだよね。その通りかもね。わかるよ。
Akiho begins nodding her head in self-satisfaction for reasons I don't exactly understand.
まだあそこにガンツク2が立った時の光景が思い浮かばないんでしょ？だよね。ガンバムにしろ何にしろ、ロボは大地に立ってからが始まりだもんね。でもご安心を。そこはバッチリ完成予想図を用意してあるから。
完成予想図？
あの人もそれさえ見ればこういうに違いないよ。
Oh, here we go.
見えるぞ。私にもロボが見えるって。みんな色を使って。
I know the surprise has already been ruined for me. I've seen it. But what's she going on? What is she going? Goddamn, what's she going on about all of a sudden?
そうしたらきっと見えるから。頑張れるがね。
Is she saying that if I look through Iruo, I'll see gun barrel? Yes, you will.
どう？
おお、立ってる。
AR？
そう。
Junna peers through her Pokecom only to visibly flinch and step back. Even though she knows it's only AR, she seems to still be cowering at the gargantuan robot.
モデルはね、キルバラのものを流用したんだよ。カイのアイデア、バッチリうまくできた。
I suppose I did suggest something like that during our initial planning meeting for Model 2. By using AR, we can forego making it physically look like gun barrel.
フラウボーがなんだかんだ文句言いながら作ってくれたんだ。仕組みは簡単。ガンツク2が立ってるところに専用の AR マーカーを貼り付けただけ。これで組み立て中でも完成版のガンバレルが見られるみたいな。ガンツク2が完成した暁には手足の動きにもきちんと連動した AR マーカーを用意するつもりだけど、とりあえずってことで。完成したらこれぐらいの高さになるよって直感的にわかるし、寸法は現実の数値を反映させてるの。だから AR だけど高さは8メートルくらいに設定してある。真下に行ったら見上げたりしない限り足しか見えないんだよ。どう？雰囲気は出てるよね。
I mean, I'll
これ
admit
は
it's pretty
私も
cool.
驚いたよ。面白いことを考えるものだとね。
あくまで雰囲気だけですがね。
手厳しいね、スバルくん。
そうだよ。
Likely because she didn't receive the praise that she was looking for, Akiho pouts.
いつもクールぶっちゃってそんなにカッコつけたいの？
かっこつけてなんていませんよ。
それとも何か焦ってるとか？
だって設計図だってだいぶ大詰めまで来てるじゃん。前の話し合いで保留だった部分もほぼ固まったし、天王寺さんからも追加予算出せそうって連絡来たし。
Huh, really? And it's not like Jack said to be so generous. I never felt like they expected that much from us. They must be overestimating us or something, or Nai has some leeway. She's got some pull in Tokyo. Irritated at Akiho's words, Subaru shakes his head from side to side.
あの大きさのロボを作るには半年は短すぎるんです。それなのにまだ設計段階でつまずいているわけで、特にずっと懸案になっている駆動システムについては有効な打開策が何もないんですよ。
電動制御式モーターにすべきか油圧式モーターにすべきかだよね。
現実的には油圧式がベストなんですが、コストがバカ高くなる上に回路の制御だって素人が簡単にできるものじゃない。半年で完成させるためには重機メーカーの専門家でも連れてこないと。
うん、それはうちも分かってる。
This issue was brought up during the meeting with Nai-san. In other words, they've made no progress since then.
電動制御式だとガンツク1みたいにパワーと電力が足りなくなるのは目に見えてるし。
逆に言えばそれ以外の部分はほぼ決まったわけ？
決まった。ざっと言うと素材は鉄製で決定。これは安くて丈夫だから。あと加工もしやすいし。
デメリットは重量があることです。だからこそ駆動システムが重要になってくるわけで。
プログラムは結局コナちゃんやってくれるって？
他にいないもん。なし崩し的にやらせる。
So that means it's still up in the air, doesn't it? No, like nothing has been confirmed on that front. Is that gonna work out?
僕も一応プログラムはできますが、僕がやったんじゃきっと半年じゃ終わりません。
じゃあ俺にとって一番重要な操縦方法と電源は？
I glance over at Junna to check on her, but her expression is still downcast.
操縦方法は遠隔操縦で確定です。
Excellent. I do a mini fist pump. At least I won't have to worry about dying again like I did with Model 1. That was such a shit show, Jesus
電
Christ.
源はレーザー光放
He couldn't
式
even
プラスバ
see.
ッテリー。
僕がレーザー光放式の電源を販売しているメーカーさんと知り合いでね。だからいわゆるお友達価格で譲ってもらえないかと今交渉しているところだよ。
Oh, but of course. Good work, Chief.
CFRP もなんとか手に入れられそう。かなり高いらしいけど、スペースアメ社のスポンサー継続が決まったおかげでなんとか予算内に収まるはず。
配線やらの細かい設計は市販のホビーロボを参考にできるのでかなり簡略化できるかと。もちろん高さも重量も桁違いなのでまんま一緒というわけにはいきませんが。
I see, so the only thing that's left to decide on is the drive system, huh?
駆動システムのことはできればドクに相談してみたいな。物のことも含めてさ。
She still hasn't given up on trying to use the monopoles, huh? Incidentally, I haven't been able to tend to my job of adjusting the antenna. School's been keeping me busy in the mornings. In other words, there's probably a bunch of monopoles all over the park by now. I still haven't found a valid solution to the issue. It's only a matter of time before someone else finds out about them.
うちはロボクリニックを出禁になっちゃってるけど、例えばスバルとジュンの2人でドクに話を。
Not a great term to use. And Junna's not going to be willing
さ
for
っきか
that.
らずっと浮かない顔してるけど、どうかした？
Junna hangs her head low and bites her lip. Maybe there's something she can't say out loud. Now that I think about it, she was trying to tell me something outside the building earlier. She's been like this all day. Is something bothering her?
なになに？言いたいことあったら遠慮せずに何でも言ってよ。ほら、うちらは同じロボ部員、仲間なんだよ。
Junna lets out a soft sigh and timidly lifts her face. She points an inquiring gaze at each of us.
こんな時にこんなところで言うことじゃないのは分かってるんだけど。
Yep, she wants out.
タイミングなくて。だから言うけどごめんね。
いきなり謝られても困っちゃうな。何かな？
私ロボ部を辞め。
Someone's Pokecom begins to ring, cutting her off mid-sentence. Damn, this girl's never gonna get the chance to leave. The sound echoes through the spacious room. I glance at my Pokecom, but it's not coming from me. Akiho, Subaru, and Mr. Senomiya all check their Pokecoms, but...
私です。すみません。
Junna apologetically turns her back to us and answers the call.
はい。おじいちゃん。今ちょっとみんなと大事な話をしてて。何？
Junna's face turns pale.
それ本当？いつ？
This is the doc that she's talking to, right?
大丈夫。はい。
She finally ends the call in a total daze.
ジュン？何かあったの？
Junna slowly turns back toward us.
その
Her face is completely devoid of emotion. It's like her head is completely blank.
藤田のおじいちゃんが倒れたみたい。
Oh, shit. Everything freezes for a moment. A heavy silence descends upon this large empty room. It takes a moment for us to realize who she was talking about. After all, we always just refer to him as...
どこが？
That's it. Doc. Huh. Well, shit. Wonder what the fuck happened here. I get out of the car that Dad was driving and swallow back my breath. The last time I came here was 11 years ago. After hearing that Grandpa Fushita had collapsed, my family sent a taxi to take me from the Space Center to the hospital. He hadn't regained consciousness yet, so there wasn't much I could do. I had told my brothers to stay and watch the house. Dad and I decided to come here to grab a change of clothes for Grandpa for the time being. I watched Dad's back disappear into the shop while I stand in place right where I got out of the car. I can't move forward. My knees are shaking. My legs won't move. I'm about to burst into tears. My heart is hammering so much faster than usual. My back starts to uncomfortably sweat. And then, there's a suffocating pressure in my chest. I tell myself to breathe deeply. What were all these years of karate training for? I focus on my navel center. As long as I repeatedly take breaths, deep breaths, I can regain my composure. Yep, that sounds very calming. I can't do this. This can't be happening. It's actually getting even harder for me to breathe. It's as if I'm standing at the top of Mount, say what now? Mianora? No matter how hard I try to breathe, the air does not fill my lungs. Unable to bear it, I clutch my chest and close my eyes in pain. The events of 11 years ago all come flooding back to me. Memories that I've been desperately trying to suppress for years. But now, it's like they're coiling around my consciousness. I try to shake away the memories, but they refuse to leave me alone. They spin around endlessly in my mind. It was a hot summer day. I had just entered elementary school. My teacher, Grandpa Daitoko, took me to visit the robot clinic. I was exploring the shop all by myself, and I wandered into that pitch-dark storage room. To this day, I don't remember how I ended up in there. I just remember that it was really quiet and hot inside. There were lots of robots standing next to each other. From younger me's perspective, they looked gigantic. And their arms and legs were super thick. Their eyes large and bulging. They were completely still, but it seemed like they could start moving at any time. I felt like they were all watching me with their big eyes. But it wasn't my first time seeing these robots. I've been to the robot clinic tons of times, and I knew them all too well. But seeing them sit silently in this dark room, They were like completely different robots. I wanted to run out of the room, but before I knew it, I was lost deep inside the dark space and I could not find the exit. I tried calling out Grandpa's name over and over with as big of a voice as I could muster, but no matter how loud I screamed, nobody came for me. I wandered throughout the pitch dark storage room on the brink of tears until I tripped over something and fell down hard. I ended up crashing to a robot's foot. And then...
こんにちは。僕の名前はヨシロ。
Huh.
みんなのお友達ロボットだよ。
The robot's eyes and mouth flashed eerily.
ねえ、握手しようよ。よろしくね。
I was thrown into a panic by the suddenness of the voice. I hastily tried to escape, but that was my undoing. Oh, lovely. Okay, cool. When the robot toppled down on top of me, it was tremendously heavy, goddamn. I was only 7, so no matter how hard I tried, it wouldn't budge a single inch.
こんにちは。僕の名前はヨシロ。
The robot repeated itself endlessly in front of my eyes, its own eyes flashing as it painfully crushed me. Okay, I'm starting to understand a little bit of the trauma here. I could taste the blood rising from the back of my throat. I was crying violently, but the pressure on my chest kept my voice muffled.
みんなのお友達ロボットだよ。
おじいちゃん、助けて。
よろしくね。
重いよ。
こんにちは。僕の名前はヨシロ。
助けて。
I honestly don't know how long I was stuck crying under the weight of the robot, but in my mind it felt like I was stuck for hours upon hours. Nobody came to rescue me. I was alone with the robot that just kept repeating itself over and over again. "You're not my friend," I screamed inside my head, over and over again. By the time a light shone into the room and voices came with it, I had thought that no one was coming for me anymore, and I was about to give up completely. In a hazy state, I recognized my grandpa and some others as they burst into the room. I don't know if I tried to call for help again. The first thing I saw through my distorted teary vision was Grandpa Fujita's livid expression.
バカ野郎！何考えてやがんだ！なんてことをしてくれた！なんてことを！
I haven't been to the clinic since then. I couldn't. I was too scared. Scared of robots. Scared of Grandpa Fujita. Even though 11 years have passed, in the end, I still can't bring myself to step foot inside the robot clinic. Trembling, I cower in the passenger seat until Dad comes back with Grandpa's stuff. Well, at least now we have like a little bit of a understanding on, well, what went down there. Let's view our tips and then we will save it here. So this mountain, the tallest mountain in Kyushu, towering in central Yakushima, the peak rests at an elevation of 1936 meters. In the year 1993, the forests surrounding Mount Miyanoura were naturally growing yakusugi trees that were registered as a World Heritage Site. Ah, okay. Naval Center. In traditional Eastern medicine, it is a spot located 5 to 10 centimeters below the navel, an important area where the body's spirit and energy gathers. But of course. Okay. Yeah, we'll wrap it up there. Man, this little mini time skip that got us into the month of September. The pacing, I feel like, is going to change a little bit here and there. Just a deep feeling as we continue along here with the story. I don't know how much more we have left as now we're, I guess, starting to get these routes. I guess that's how these phases are going to work. And they might be connected to these Kimijima reports. So as we get ready to get a report, we can also get the route that is associated in this phase. And then once we've gone through the route, we back up. And as we're getting the report again, we tried to divert our way outside of this phase and into the next one, which is very strange and very confusing, but it's not the most confusing thing ever if that's how this is working. Just not necessarily the system I would have gone for. I think the Steins Gateway would have been a little bit better. You know, just one choice. Do you want to do the route or just continue along? You know, something like that. Well, anyways, thank you all for watching this episode. If you enjoyed, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, all that fancy jazz, and I will see you all next time. Take it easy.